Hi everyone, this is Starry Ari and welcome to a pick a card. This one is going to be very specific to the divine masculines out there. So if you feel you need to watch this due to that message, then you're perfectly fine. Maybe you have a divine masculine in mind or in your own life that you would like to, get guidance for. So this is how we're gonna begin. I'm gonna do it a little bit different today. For some reason, I'm gonna start from the right. Okay, I know the reason. Okay, so the divine masculine energy within the body comes from the right side. So we're gonna start from right to left. So this is gonna be pile number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay, so at this time I would like you guys to pause the video, connect with your higher self and guides, and ask which pile best describes the information as well as the energy that you need to connect with for guidance this week. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and begin with pile number 1. Okay, if you chose pile number 1, you chose Zeus energy. So I would say this represents the energy that you need to connect with internally. Everyone has a connection to an archetypal energy, anything that explains their personality type, as well as any type of gifts that might have that might be hidden at this time, or maybe are revealed already that you've been working on. But Zeus in particular, the word is leadership, so it's about focusing on leadership qualities that you have internally. Okay, so what I like to do with these is give you guys an explanation of the energy that you're gonna be eventually getting into or are within at this time. So this is the energy that is coming forth for you guys, and then of course explain to you guys what might be something that might either highlight this or deter you from stepping into your leadership role at this time. So the next one I have is integrity. Yes, Asani. So living in integrity is, I would say, one of the most important things you can do as a leader. If you have leadership qualities or you wish to be a leader in your own right, regardless of your background or anything that's happened to you in the past, but you really want to be in charge or have some type of say in something within a group dynamic in particular, then we must take into account that integrity first is the most important thing that you need to focus on. Okay, and then from there, because you're living in integrity, from there you can redefine your leadership role or the qualities that you want to bring forth in a role that you're stepping into as a leader. Okay, integrity is another thing that we find a good quality in for a leader, because they're going to tell you straight out what's going on, right? They'll give you more information about what the plan is, especially if you're working with groups, who's in charge of what, like delegation, as well as what strengths everybody has. Okay, they're not going to be the ones hiding behind the background and observing everything. There's more an involvement here to create or unify whatever goals everybody has individually speaking, and bring it back into group consciousness so that you guys can create together. Another quality about integrity for a leader is to really be honest. Like, even if stuff is bad, like even if you feel that someone's being neglected, or maybe they're neglecting their duties, you got to be honest and upfront about it. Okay, because we cannot move forward in some type of thing that we want to create with a group of people if not everybody is on the same page. Okay, And then, of course, you know, integrity in your morals. You know, a good leader won't subject people to manipulation tactics, or won't try to convince another person that what they feel is true for them is not true at all, right? They won't try to force their will upon someone. So this is something that is kind of like having a role in how you are perceived as a leader outside of you, as well as how you perceive yourself, and what needs to be investigated. Okay, so meaning, like, if you feel like you're lacking in some areas, when, like, say you want to tell someone something but you don't know how, or you haven't addressed a red flag that you see in someone's personality, then you have to step it up. Okay, so the next one is authority. So the frequency of authority is coming in as well. This is also a connection to the solar plexus. So for you, and because it's green, it's a connections between solar plexus, the heart, and then of course the higher realms. So for you, if you want to be a leader, you have to have authority, but the authority of, like, the divine, put it that way. It can't be forceful authority coming from ego. It can't be like you're forcing people to do something that you would never do yourself. So this could be applicable for those who are out there who are giving advice to others, but you would never take it yourself. Okay, can't force someone to do something that you wouldn't do. Again, this is where integrity comes in as well. Or, you know, you have to really think about things before you give advice to someone. For example, you're not going to be the one living in their shoes after they hang up the phone, or after they stop talking to you and do whatever it is that you told them to do. Like, this is a very delicate thing, especially if you're giving advice to people, to be confrontational, or to fix things with someone, or it's going to be like a rough thing, maybe a breakup, things like that. You can't really continue to push people to do that if you yourself wouldn't do it. Okay, if you yourself might be in a toxic relationship, if you yourself are, you know, not really following through with your own advice. Okay, because again, those people, again, you're not living their life for them. They have to live with the repercussions of their actions. All right, and that's another thing that we have to be mindful of, and that's why integrity is so important. All right, so using authority is a, you know, this energy is a very powerful, very direct, as well as, you know, wise and loving energy, because we have a combination of different chakras here, right? So using all of those upper chakras and your lower chakras too, to speak with people. So being in alignment with your own moral codes, and then of course being open to other people's perceptions or things like that, or beliefs, is really important for you to have a good leadership quality, or for people to actually listen to you or follow you. Okay, without kissing your ass, I would say. Like, at least be open to that, you know, be open to different mindsets, be open to advice from others. Say you might have something going on in your life that you haven't followed through with, and someone says, you know what, you might want to do that, then be open to it too. Okay, be open to growth, be open to learning as well. Okay, so next one is the ultimate, I would say these two would be the ultimate goal here, right? But this is definitely you establishing your authority and your empire, building it from the ground up. This is a direction that you're headed right now, where you are building something, okay? Like building your wealth up, you know, building for the future, okay? As well as being able to connect to others who will help you with this idea, or with this vision of the future that you have for yourself, and possibly for your loved ones. And so the Emperor, again, takes wise counsel as well as gives it, is able to learn from his mistakes, as well as it's able to teach others how to learn from their own, and is disciplined in his, I would say, in his pursuit towards his goals, you know, towards building his empire. And so that's where you, my friend, are headed this week, okay? With this Scorpio full moon, you definitely have the energy to push all of this forward for your present life and for your future, okay? So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and check out clearsightconsulting.net if you would like to book with me or any other reader or astrologer on the website. See you guys. Have a wonderful full moon. Bye-bye. All right, if you chose pile number 2, you chose Lord Shiva or Shiva. So you guys are in this energy of destruction, or the energy of death right now, okay, if you chose this card. But it is not something that you should think of it as a negative thing. It might feel that way often because you have to let go of something or someone that just doesn't fit into your life anymore, meaning energetically speaking, there's no match there, right? Lord Shiva, he is a destroyer of worlds, but he's also a builder of them, right? So it is more or less the energy of allowing yourself to let these things go, allowing yourself to close those chapters in your life so that you allow new energy to come in, or a rebirth, okay, or a phoenix energy to come in so that you can rise above it, because there's something better out there for you, okay? And I know a lot of people are, or you're probably tired of hearing it, oh, this is such a cliche. A lot of people are telling me everything's gonna be fine, or there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's true, okay? We just gotta let things go. Yes, feel it. Yes, analyze it. Yes, integrate it, but also move forward, okay, with the wisdom that you gain from it, okay? So the thing that is pretty much what brought this to the surface is survival fears. So this might be, you know, you feeling like a little bit lost in life, possibly not knowing what direction to take when it comes to possibly relationships with other people, romantic or even platonic, or even building relationships and networking here, okay? Maybe you have a confusion as to what you want to be when you grow up, you know, like that. What do you want to be when you grow up? Or maybe you're very inclined to learning things on your own and don't like to have people dictate how you should learn things or what you should think of or about, opinions and things like that. And also it might feel like you're isolated because of this. It might feel like no one understands you, or maybe there's a possibility that you're hanging on to a relationship because you're afraid of being completely alone, you know. Or even when it comes to money, you know, maybe you're holding on to a business venture that's just not working out for you, and you are missing opportunities that might be better. Or maybe there's one that's coming in, and if you don't let go of this other one that's crumbling before you, then you might delay that opportunity as well, okay? So remember that the universe works in this way where if we let go of something, something better comes along. Okay, so you haven't missed the boat. All right, something better is definitely coming for you. So that's where the survival fears comes from, you know. And also I feel like this has a lot to do with you as a kid. And so maybe a good idea for you to do for this week, especially for this full moon, is to work with your inner child and really connect in the way that, you know, yeah, playing with the inner child is fine, but also really understand where these fears of survival or of lack come from. Lack of love, lack of connection, lack of being understood, lack of money, things like that. Where do they come from? Okay, and I know it's very uncomfortable to to look at that stuff, but it has to happen because there's a reason why you chose this pile. There's a reason why things are transpiring the way that they are in your life. Okay, so whatever it is that you're holding on to, ask yourself, why are you holding on to it so tightly? Okay, so moving on, we have perception. Okay, perception. So this is what ultimately is guiding you to understand how things are transpiring in your life. It is, you know, in so many ways, the perception that you have about these relationships to others as well as to yourself, right? So maybe somewhere inside yourself, like I said, with inner child work, you can discover this, but somewhere inside yourself, you were probably told, or you probably feel like you're not enough. You were probably told that you're never gonna amount to anything, or you're probably told some type of other bullshit. You know, you were probably fed some negative crap as a kid, or maybe you heard it from someone or a teacher, an authority figure, you know, whatever is going on. But that's again a perception. So we have to really reflect on this and where it comes from so that we can heal it, and we could, you know, tell ourselves we can do it, we can be better, we are better, you know, we are perfect the way that we are. And yes, we have little quirks here and there, but we have to love these parts of ourselves. We have to integrate them in order for us to feel more empowered, more whole. Okay, feeling the emotion of each situation as it comes is important as well. It is okay to be angry. It is okay to be frustrated. It is okay to cry. I know, divine masculines, it's a misconception that you guys don't have emotions, but you do. It's a misconception that you guys are not connected thoroughly to your emotions, but you are. You just reveal it in a different way than a divine feminine would, right? So anyway, moving on. So the Ace of Air. So this is where you're headed. Okay, as soon as you let go of this, like I said, there's a death card. That's just death, destruction. And then there's a rebirth. So the Ace of Air represents that rebirth cycle coming in as soon as you see what needs to be addressed, who we need to address, and then of course how to navigate through these difficult situations. Okay, and of course changing your mindset about yourself, your mindset about the outcome of situations as well. Like, it's not to you know, ignore or neglect your emotions about what's happening. It's more or less to understand, okay, what is this teaching me about myself? What is this teaching me about others? What is this teaching me about my beliefs? You know, like, what do I believe in? What do I truly want out of life? So those are the questions that you need to ask yourself, right? And so with the Ace of Fire energy, you will definitely be asking these questions, and you'll definitely see new flow of information coming in, new ideas that are going to inspire you to move forward with your life, to go for your goals. When you figure out what they are, of course, if you already know what they are, then it'll motivate you to push forward, you know, to actualize them. And then just, again, like I said, the challenges are over here. Okay, they're done and over with there, and there's a new beginning right there. Okay, there's your proof. All right, so that's all I have for you guys. If you guys want to book a private reading with me, you can do so and by checking out the Clear Sight Consulting website, or you can check out other readers on this channel. Make sure to subscribe and share and like if you feel you need to or you want to. And I hope you guys have a wonderful full moon, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. All right, you guys, if you chose pile number 3, you chose Odin, guidance. So stepping into this week, we have this very powerful seer, psychic, intuitive being, authority figure, right? And that's who you are being represented at this time with this card. Okay, that's who you are right now. An authority figure, very intuitive, very skilled, and very wise. And so sometimes there might be a situation in your life that you might not feel completely that way. So we're going to discover where that's coming from as well. Okay, so what's pretty much possibly something that you need to really address. Okay, so the thing that you need to address is spiritual sovereignty. All right, this is really important, you guys. I think sometimes we want to fit in so badly in the spiritual community as well as in other communities that we might let things slide when it comes to who we hang out with or who we connect to, meaning like red flags about their personality types, or maybe we might ignore it because we're like, oh, you know what? That's just their personality or whatever. So it's not just the spiritual community, it's also, you know, people in our family, people in, you know, that we interact with daily, our loved ones, you know, things like that. Okay, and so it's really important. It's like, it's not just spiritual sovereignty, but sovereignty itself to address, because we have to, in order for us to feel this powerful, who we truly are, you know, within, we have to call things for what they are, call people out if we need to, and it's not necessarily that you're not doing it. It's more or less that the way that things are being handled might be a little bit severe for this powerful energy to be involved with, right? And possibly a good reaction would be to address it privately. Again, you might be someone who likes to address things publicly, and that's perfectly fine. But I personally think that things should be addressed privately, and if somebody else decides to push the subject publicly, then that's when you can you know, follow suit and do whatever you need to do to really address the situation, really fix the problem, right? So another thing about spiritual sovereignty is being yourself and not letting anybody else influence you or manipulate you into following them. Okay, and another thing with your own sovereignty is making sure that you trust it. You trust your own intuitive abilities to tell you what to do in a situation, and also, you know, when it gets rough, meaning like when things are just escalating out of control, learning how to de-escalate things, right? And it's all within us, you know, we're gonna choose whether or not we want to ultimately, right? So that being said, this is something that needs to be explored. Okay, are you truly sovereign? Are you being manipulated? Are you being pushed to react? And I feel like sometimes it's very hard to decipher this, because sometimes the manipulation comes from loved ones, and sometimes we think, oh, you know, they have our best interest at heart, but I feel like crap every time they tell me something about someone, or someone said this about me, and I feel like shit all the time, right? You know, and it's very difficult for us to be like, hey, loved one, I know you are trying to look out for me, but can you just chill with telling me all this bad stuff someone's saying about me? You know, I know it's hard. Trust me, I had to do that a couple times. But anyway, but if you need to, you have to, you guys, okay? If you really want peace, you need to tell someone to just stop with the gossip, all right? I know they might not think it's gossip, but it feels like that to you, okay? So next one is the cosmic flower. So the frequency of the cosmic flower helps us to remember who we are as a sovereign being, as a spiritual soul, and where we come, like where we get our authority from, okay? From the higher realms, right? From the divine. And so another thing that I would like to address is that with the spiritual sovereignty thing, meaning that you really need to make sure that nothing is muddling your vision of spirituality or or of other people, then a good thing to do is to connect to the cosmic flower frequency, or to even to the to your higher realm or your future self, you in the future, spiritual mastery, you know, things like that, in order for you to really see clearly what you are not being shown at this time, especially when it has to do with situations surrounding this particular issue. Where are you being really told the truth, or is someone trying to cause chaos in your life, you know, things like that, right? So the next thing is a Two of Fire. So this is ultimately where you're headed. So as soon as you finally step fully into your power, feel empowered, feel reassured that your authority as well as your divine will is definitely in charge, then you got the opportunity of the Two of Fire and what it's presenting to you, which is a new partnership or alliance coming in, you know, with people who are much more open-minded, much more open with their hearts, with their you know, love and compassion, as well as more in alignment with you. And so again, this is definitely someone or a group of people who you can collaborate with, who won't make you feel like you have to second guess yourself, or who won't give you those red flags like others have, you know, and or who won't really pressure you into believing the things that they believe, okay? Who will let you be who you are, authority figure in your own right, okay? So that's all I have for you guys. If you guys want a private reading with me, make sure to come check out the Clear Sight Consulting website, as well as don't forget to subscribe to this beautiful channel and share this video if you feel like you need to. And I hope you guys have a wonderful full moon, as well as a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. All right, if you chose pile number 4, you chose Eros. Love, 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 love. So it's all about love, you guys. So divine masculine, it's all about love. So I feel a lot of things are happening in your life right now, and there might be a bit of confusion when it comes to really if you're in a relationship, really following through with your responsibilities. If your partner is not taking care of their own, there might be frustration surrounding that. Or even, you know, your partner might think, or might be very vocal about their displeasures with things that you do or don't do. And then you look at them like, what? Like, but you don't do this either, you know? So there might be a little bit of conflict in the home front or in the relationship because of that, because you put in as much as they do, and if they don't meet you halfway, then for you feel like that's unfair, right? So there might be a situation that's going on in that manner right now. Or if you're a single person, maybe that's something that you've gone through and you just are not looking forward to that at all. And so you're like, I'd rather be single right now and just get to know people. And that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? But anyway, Eros, as being one of the deities that brings us love arrows and, you know, all that stuff, intimacy, things like that. He also helps us, you know, see who our true, you know, partners are, you know, if you're sensitive, or if you have a lot of lucid dreams, you might be dreaming of someone that is coming in soon if you're single, that you've not met before, and you will soon meet, especially if you do want a partnership and you've been waiting patiently for the universe to send her over. I feel though that what you are picking up is definitely that person's energy, and it might be that in the dreams you don't see the person's face yet, but you feel the energy and you feel their personality come through in the dreams. And this is something that I've learned in my own dreams, that I've learned how to work with people in dream states, and then all of a sudden they come in and reveal themselves in this reality. So I think you definitely have that ability too. So especially right now with the full moon being in Scorpio, I would definitely try to meditate on that. And if you don't like to meditate, then set the intention that you will have dreams that will be more revelatory regarding the person that you really want to, you know, meet. Like maybe who this person is, what do they like to do, what their job is, you know, maybe things like little clues like that, they'll be revealed to you. Like for example, when I dreamed my fiance at this time, I never met him before. I was in the military. I was still with someone actually. And so when I had these dreams about him that I've never met before, I was just like really confused. And I was like, my guides, I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm already dating someone. But of course, my guides were kind of like, well, are you really dating them? Or is it just something that is just like falling apart and you're trying to still hold on to it, right? And so when that happened, when they really like kind of showed me, hey, this is your future, then I felt like, okay, I can let go now. And so I broke up with this guy. It was clearly not working out. Like I'm telling you guys, was not working out. I was just too stubborn. And then finally, you know, I was like, okay, I'm going to be fine with being by myself. And whoever this person I'm dreaming about, maybe they're not going to come until like later on. No, they came around like a month after. And I was like, holy shit, I knew who it, I like, as soon as I saw him, I was like, that's him. I was like, that's him, because they revealed to me his, like, I couldn't see his face, but I could see his eyes, and they're green. And I was like, I don't know anybody with green eyes. And then they revealed to me like his mannerisms and things like that. And I was just like, oh my God, that's him. Like when I started to get to know him, I was like, I've dreamed about you. Like I told him, and he was like, all like, yeah, okay. But anyway, I know you guys know this. I know you guys have had these dreams about this person, and maybe who you are with, those people who are dating someone right now, maybe you've dreamed them, you know, as well. But anyway, let's move on. So that's what I'm talking about in this card right here. But before that, so no, actually, no, this card is correct. So dream time and awakening is very similar. Sometimes it's blurred for us, meaning like sometimes we have deja vu moments where we're like, I've been here before. I know this person. I've heard them say this thing before, and all this stuff is because you are diving deep into dream time, and revealing all this stuff for you, as well as you're predicting, you know, interactions and scenarios, you know, as they come. You know, sometimes you have these dreams where you might have the day before, you might be dreaming that you're eating, I don't know, something extravagant, and all of a sudden the day after you go on a date with someone and they decide to take you to an extravagant restaurant. You're like, oh, shnikes, you know, I've been here. I predicted this. So that's definitely one of your key gifts that'll reveal how that situation is going to transpire. And also for those who are dating someone, like who are married or dating someone long term, look at your dreams to solve any problems that you might have within the relationships, or maybe possibly get some insights from your guides regarding your partner, right? Like, how do I address something that might feel like it might be triggering her, or how do I address something that she's triggering within me, or how do I make her feel like I really care, you know? Because sometimes women, I'm not gonna lie, they're not gonna tell you anything. They're just gonna say, you just need to know, you just have to know, right? And because you are highly sensitive and psychic and all this stuff, they just expect you to know everything. Which is kind of like, nope, I still want you to tell me. But anyway, so yes, you definitely have a lot of insight into your partner in dream life. And so asking questions from your guides before you go to sleep, can help you with that, as well as bringing your guides into the conversation too, you know, like maybe bringing Eros and the love deities as well as the love angels into a conversation that you might have to have that might create conflict between you and your partner. Will be better if you are prepared and have love, you know, flowing all around you and within your heart, so that you speak your truth with love and compassion, right? So anyway, that's what is happening for you this week. And let's see, so we have passion. So to me, this is the lower chakras, but also in the middle we have the upper chakras, right? So the lower chakras, we got the root, we got the sacral, we have of course the solar plexus, and then of course all of the higher chakras right here. I feel like you aligning yourself, meaning again balancing your energy, helping yourself out to deal with difficult situations such as these, as well as even helping your partner, like reminding them, hey, right now honey, you might feel like you're a little bit agitated and aggravated with me. Maybe let's go feed you. First of all, I offer her something to eat. I swear, like half of the time women's problems is because they're hungry, okay? Like all right, and so maybe it's that, or maybe just having you like show that you care in that way, where you're like, all right, baby, can I just, you know, can you just sit down and here, I want to listen. I want to hear about your day. I may not understand what's going on, but I just want to listen, right? Because sometimes that's what it is. It's like women just want you to listen. They don't want you to fix all of their problems unless they ask you, of course. They just want you to listen to them and listen to them complain about whatever is going on in their life. And they will definitely be in gratitude for that, especially if you feed them before, you know, or maybe when you're feeding them, you're asking them questions about their day and they're just like, oh, that's awesome. But yeah, so and then of course spicing up your love life, right? You know, of course this goes with women too. Like you guys need to do the same thing, not just the men, right? So maybe there's something that she likes in the bedroom and you haven't had that opportunity yet, and maybe you should try it. Or maybe you should just be like, hey baby, let me give you a massage. and then ta-da, you know? So yeah, just follow your passion, just follow your heart when it comes to dealing with your partner, when it comes to fixing situations that need to be fixed, when it comes to you really establishing a deeper connection with them, okay? Next one is Page of Water. So for this one, it's kind of like more or less a new energy entering the relationship, okay? For those who are in the relationship, it's like you become more secure in yourself, your partner becomes more secure in themselves. You guys have this sense of, you know, longing and loving and cherishing one another. The relationships gets into a deeper understanding of each other's soul, as well as union and connection to one another. And then you guys start to manifest something new into your life, maybe working together to manifest more abundance, working together to manifest that new car that you guys want, or even that new home that you want, a new child, you know, whatever. That's what I see for you guys who are in a partnership. For those who are not, the passion side of things is making sure that you understand what you want in a partner, okay? Like, what do you really desire in a relationship with someone? You know, do you want them to be loyal? Do you want them to be honest? Do you want them to be connected with you and supportive? Do you want them to be independent? Do you want them to even though that they're independent, still, you know, want to be with you, right? Or do you want them to be, you know, very well off? There's no shame in that. Or do you want them to be, you know, very open-minded when it comes to your spiritual growth and your path, and even when it comes to you wanting to build your dreams, you know, like what do you want in a partner? Okay. And then for you guys who are single, a new person coming in, someone who is very sensitive, very intuitive like you, and who is very friendly and artistic and open-minded, who is very compassionate, and who is really, really, like, there's this heightened knowing of like who she is, and she knows who you are at a soul level. And there's an instant attraction, instant connection in all ways, like physical, emotional, mental, all that beautiful stuff. You are looking at your mirror, your equal. Okay. And so that's all I have for you guys. So if you guys are interested in having a private reading with me, you can go to the Clear Sight Consulting website to book. I hope you guys have a wonderful full moon and a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.